Avowed is the latest game from Obsidian Entertainment, makers of the first-person shooter The Outer Worlds and the CRPG Pillars of Eternity, in what seems to be a marriage of the two. But how well does it nail the first-person sword and sorcery elements? Does it retain its deep and branching RPG roots? And more importantly, why should you play Avowed, or why should you pass on it? Avowed is made by a studio that began making fantastic sequels for two major studios known for their incredible RPGs, BioWare and Bethesda. These include games like Knights of the Old Republic 2 and Fallout New Vegas, as well as others, leading them to develop original games such as the Fallout-like The Outer Worlds and top-down CRPG series Pillars of Eternity. Avowed is almost like a successor to Pillars of Eternity. It's set in the same world, so it has a lot of history and lore it can build on while establishing a new story and gameplay elements. Supposedly, Avowed was meant to be Obsidian's take on Skyrim, however they decided to pull away from that and lean more into their RPG roots and storytelling style. The game starts with you traveling to the Living Lands, a lawless island that the Empire seeks to colonize, but as the island is explored and transformed into civilization, the land has started to fight back. The game immediately sets up an intriguing mystery, and it's clear from the notes you find while exploring that there's a lot to learn about this world. The dialogue, though, mainly falls flat, and as this is the main mechanism for investing in the story and shaping its outcome, it's unfortunate. Overall, it's bland, and the dialogue options, which should allow you to steer conversations and impact future events, feels basic and safe. Everything is voiced, which is nice, but even here it feels like they're holding back. Where they succeed, though, is in allowing you to learn through discovery as you explore and uncover the mysteries of the island. And this exploration, I think, is the strongest part of the game. I read in an interview that Obsidian spent a lot of time making small adjustments to make character movements and combat feel great, and I think they've succeeded. You can run, jump, slide, and climb. There's a surprising amount of verticality, which makes exploration very accessible. And there's lots to explore too. You start in a city that you could easily spend hours in, and the island has lots of interesting things to do and get distracted by, always rewarding your curiosity with loot or enemies to fight. The world may not be vast, but it is dense, and I find that much more rewarding. There are three main archetypes you can choose or mix and match from: Fighter, Ranger, Mage, each with a skill tree that allows for some light build crafting. There are a good number of weapon and armor types which can also be upgraded and enhanced, and potions, consumables, and crafting. The combat takes a little getting used to, and there are lots of weapon combinations to try as you can dual wield and switch between two weapon sets. Everything has the right amount of weight as you sling spells, dodge attack, and block projectiles. Enemies are aggressive and will surround you if you're not careful, and you have NPC companions who don't die too easily and provide some support. Avowed's world has its own look between its enemies, locations, and a proclivity for fungus. I played on PC on 4K with high settings, getting about 30 to 50 FPS and mostly no lags or snags. I tried changing my resolution down to 1440 or 1080p, but didn't get a performance benefit, which is kinda strange. But the game feels perfectly fine to play. I like the art direction and the environments are beautiful. The NPCs don't look as good, kind of Bethesda-y, you know?
What?
Nice.
And overall, the visuals are a little washed out. The audio is nice in combat. It amplifies the weight of attacks and hits and helps you keep track of enemy locations. The music is nice too, but mostly serves as a background, nothing too outstanding or elevating. I could say the same with voice acting, which again is fine, but it also feels subdued. For me, the most fun I've had is getting lost in the world. There's something about exploring in first-person perspective, although third-person's available too, that is immersive, especially when the world is designed in a way where you have to think about how you want to get to where you want to go, and has little surprises waiting for you if you choose to venture off the path. The combat is fun, and I'm glad they allow you to try out different weapon combinations until you find your perfect fit. I played on hard, and the difficulty felt great. The lore is also fascinating, and I enjoyed reading notes and learning about what happened before my character arrived. Avowed establishes a good foundation should Obsidian decide to continue this franchise, and I hope they take more risks and bigger swings. Why should you pick up or pass on Avowed? I think you should pick it up if you're looking for a first-person RPG that focuses on exploration and combat with interesting lore and a mystery to solve, although I'd say you could definitely wait for it to go on sale. I'd pass on it if you're looking for deeper RPG mechanics, build crafting, and nuanced dialogue with interesting options to steer the story. Overall, I had fun with this game, but I don't think it will be particularly memorable. Even though I'm more a fan of CRPGs than first-person games, I do hope they continue with this franchise because there's a lot of potential which I have faith Obsidian can deliver. Let me know if you tried Avowed and what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.